Hi everyone. So I'm going to do a Seesaw video and math video together, and then I will be making a book creator video. Really quick, I just wanted to go over, I just put in two announcements that it's super important that you read Beetles and Cicadas today. We had our small groups and we talked about book creators and Genius Hour. So the way I want you to do book creators, so hopefully you haven't done too much yet, you can always save what you did, save a screenshot of it on your cover if you made a cover already. Save a screenshot of that to your camera roll, and then I'm in the other video that I'll make soon. I'll show you how to upload that to your new cover because I want you to do your book creator through Clever. Okay, so I will be showing you how to go through Clever on the next video to get to book creator there. Okay, it'll be easier. It's actually way better to use. So please, if you try it, let me know that it works. Okay, and then make sure you go and check out our slideshow today. All right, so your activities today. So make sure Beetles and Cicadas, please make sure you read this note. Okay. All right, your activities today. We read a story called Vote. The first task is to go back and reread the story or parts of the story in your Wonders textbook or listen to the passage here and follow along. Okay, we did a double bubble in class today while we were reading the story. And I said you can just take a picture of that and add that picture on top of this chart or next to it, and then you can fill out the chart. Or you just take the picture and put it there, and that goes in place of the chart. Okay. You do need to go back and reread page 150 and look at the pictures. You don't have to talk with a partner. There's no partner unless you talk to someone at home about how important each person's vote is. Okay. How you know is what you write here with the words. How did the pictures help you? And how voting actually helps. Okay. How every vote does count. And then how the author helps you understand why voting is important. Okay, over here, it tells you what pages to go back to, 164 and 165. Look at the pictures, talk about what happens during and after an election ceremony. Okay, what clues show what happens during and after? So maybe during can be here, and then what happens after you can put right here. So maybe sometimes they have to do a recount, and if you remember right, the person that wins has to be sworn in. Okay, and then right, the author helps me understand the election ceremony by, so you can say the author helped me understand by. Okay, and then over here, you're going to read where it says your turn. It says, how does the author help you understand how American citizens are responsible for the way our government works? Use these sentence frames. You don't have to use all of them. You can just pick one or two if you want to. So it says Eileen Cristello organizes the text by. Did you like how she wrote facts and then she made comics to kind of go over it and make it a little bit easier to understand? She included many examples of true things that are happening, and maybe the way she worded things were very easy for you to understand how voting works. And then this helps, or that helps me understand. So those are some sentence frames you can use for that, or you can use your own sentence frames as long as you're writing in complete sentences. Okay, here is where you do your comprehension check. You're going to bubble in the answers. You can use the book or listen to it if you need to. There's only 5 questions, so make sure you do that. And here is where the expand and trade what we did in math today. So I'll go over math in just a few minutes. Here's your Genius Hour presentation. This is due next Friday, so not tomorrow, next week. Okay, it's time to show us what you've learned. So you're going to be making a book creator. We just found out literally after our Zooms that that you need to do this through Clever. So again, please make sure you get book creator through Clever. You do have the app on your iPad, but apparently the way that Clever is doing it is a lot better and you have more options. Okay, so please make sure you do that. You'll have a cover. So aphids and dragonflies, I'll be going over this with you tomorrow. Beetles and cicadas, heard about it today. So you're going to do a cover page. You're going to go to pages 1 to 6, and you're going to make 6 pages, however many questions you have. If you only did 4 questions, then you're only going to do 4. Okay, so you're going to do a question and then an answer and then a picture. Okay, Page 7 is your interactive exhibit. So you can create something that teaches us about your topic. I know some of you are doing game boards, some of you wanted to do movies. So that's where you would put it. So you can make a video of it and put it there. You can upload videos, and I will be making a book creator video in a few. Page 8 are your sources. What sources did you use? Did you use Kindle? Did you use KidRex? Did you use a book on Epic? So that's where you will put what you used, okay? And page 9 is if you have any other questions and you're still wondering about things, okay? And then don't forget that you have a prefix assignment, your Wednesday Independent app. There's a lot of you that haven't turned in your ballot boxes, irregular plurals. I'm sure you can see there's 8 or 9 of you that haven't responded to things. Mad Libs. Make sure you have your flea maps or your paragraph frame. If I assign that to you, make sure that's ready for tomorrow. And reading logs and spelling. Those are all due tomorrow. And you have grammar that's also due tomorrow. So you have lots of things to do. Okay. All right. So I'm going to switch over to going over math with you. Okay. All right. So today we did the math boxes. This was the math box page we did on page 77. And then we switched over to page 75 to do your math journal. We did 2 of them in class. You also did an example with the video today as well. Okay, so this is called expand and trade subtraction. So I'm going to do number 3 with you, and then I'll do one problem on your home link. Okay, so we always want to estimate first. Okay, 341, is that close to, I'd say 340 or 350? You could also do 300 or 400. Okay, this one I'm going to say is close to 200. Is it 220 or 230? You could also say, is it close to 200 or 300? Okay, so you can do it either way. So 300 or 400 or 200 and 300. I'll do the hundreds because I have a feeling that's what most of you are going to do. So I'm going to do 300 minus, remember we are subtracting, minus 200. That's close to 100. So let's see what happens when we do our precise answer. Okay, so let's do 341. Remember, we take the way it's written horizontally, and we are going to write it vertically. Minus 225. Okay, and now we're going to expand our numbers. Okay, remember it's good to draw arrows. Let's do our hundreds place. That's 300. And then our tens place is 40. And then our ones place is 1. Okay, and then we'll do our next number. Our hundreds place is 200. And if you don't have a hundreds place like we didn't over here, we just didn't write anything. Okay, and then our tens place is 20. And then our ones place is 5. Okay, now we're going to look at this and see if we need to make any trades. So we're going to trade from the other place. So 1 minus 5, I can't do that. Okay, yeah, don't forget we're subtracting. These plus signs are just for the expanded. Okay, 1 minus 5, I can't do that. So I'm going to go over to the tens and I'm going to borrow a 10 and they have to let me. Okay, so I'm going to take a 10. So if I take 10 from 40, that becomes 30. I'm going to give a 10 to the 1. So after I give a 10 to the 1, now I have 11 because I gave him or them 10. Okay, now I'm going to look. Can I do 30 and 20? I can do that. And I can do 300 and 200. I can do that. So I only had to make one trade. Okay, so now I can subtract. So 11 minus 5, that is 6. 30 minus 20, don't forget your plus sign, that is 10. And then 300 minus 200 is 100. So you just bring down your plus signs in there so you can add up your answer. So that would be 100 plus 10 plus 6. Now I have 116. And then you can look at your estimate and your actual, and those are pretty close. So that means you did it right. Okay. All right, and go slow on these. This is not a race. So you don't need to go super fast. Here is your home link. So you have to complete 4 problems. It's the exact same thing that we just did. Okay. Just so you know, really quickly, you do not have to do this page unless you want to. That's that's up to you. It's not required though. I just wanted to make sure you knew that. I said it earlier, but just in case. Okay. All right. So the home link is the same thing. So you're going to make an estimate. Let's write it up here. They did not put it horizontally, so it does look a tad differently, but you're going to be doing the exact same thing. So I'm going to do between 400 and 500. Let's do 500 minus 274. That's pretty close to 300. Okay, and that will give me 200. So let's see if my answer is close to that. So let's make our expanded. So I have a 4, so that's 400. That's my hundreds place. Plus, there's a 6, so that's 60. That's my tens place. And my ones place is 8. Okay? And if you don't have space here, you can do it down here too. That's totally fine. Okay? Now, my next one, I have a 2 for 200. And you want to make sure you're lining them up. Okay? See how my hundreds place are in line, my tens place will be in line, and my ones place are going to be in line. Okay, now I have 7. That's 70 because that's my tens. And then I have a 4. Okay, there we go. So 8 and 4. That one's okay. I can do. Okay, what about 6 and 7 or 60 and 70? I can't do that. I'm going to have to do a trade. Okay, I don't have to do any trades down here, but I do need to do a trade here. So I'm going to go next door to the hundreds and they have to give it to me. So I'm going to take a 100 from the 400. It's going to leave it with 300. I'm going to give 100 to the 60. So now it's 160. Okay, because I gave it a 100. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and subtract. What's 8 minus 4? That's right, that's 4. Okay, I'm going to bring down my plus sign. Next, I have 160 minus 70. That's probably kind of hard to do in your head, so you might have to write that over here like this, minus 70. Okay, you might have to. All right, and that is 90. Okay, and then I have 300 minus 200. That is 100. Okay, and then you're going to add these up together. So 100 plus 90 plus 4, 4, 9, and 1. So my final answer is 194. That pretty close to my 200 guess up here? Yes, it is. Okay, so I want you to try that on all of these. You have 3 problems to do here. Okay, do your estimate first. So is 531 close to 500 or 600? 329, 300, or 400? And then expand it. And if you need to do it down here, you can do that right here. So I'll set it up down here for you. 500 plus 30 plus 1 minus, and then you have 300 plus 20 plus 9. Okay, just in case you don't have enough space there. Okay, but please make sure you show your work on all these problems. You're doing the same exact strategy for all of them. So I need to make sure I can see that you practice that strategy.